Did you know that over 70% of gamers who buy pre-built PCs end up upgrading them within the first year because most systems come with major bottlenecks? That's exactly why I wanted to take a closer look at the Skytech Gaming Chronos 3, because this thing actually seems to avoid those common pitfalls. Link is in the description if you want to check the latest price on Amazon. So what makes this desktop different from the usual pre-built gaming rigs? Well, let's start with that Ryzen 7 7700 processor. This isn't some budget chip they threw in to cut costs. Running at 3.8 GHz with turbo boost up to 5.3 GHz, it's honestly perfect for that sweet spot where you get serious gaming performance without the overkill pricing of the absolute top-tier chips. I've been testing it with everything from Cyberpunk 2077 to the latest Call of Duty, and the frame rates stay consistently smooth even during those intense multiplayer matches where your CPU is juggling game logic, voice chat, and streaming software all at once. The real star here though is that AMD RX 9070 XT graphics card with 16 GB of VRAM. That extra video memory makes a huge difference when you're gaming at 1440p or 4K, especially in newer titles that love to eat up VRAM. I've been running Hogwarts Legacy on ultra settings at 1440p and it's buttery smooth. Even when I fired up some VR games, which are notoriously demanding, everything ran without a hitch. But here's where most pre-builts usually cheap out, and Skytech actually got it right. They paired this with 32 GB of DDR5 RAM running at 6000 MHz. That might sound like overkill, but trust me, once you experience having this much fast memory, you can't go back. You can have your game running, Discord open, maybe OBS for streaming, a few browser tabs with guides, and everything just works smoothly together. No more closing programs to free up memory. Storage is another area where they didn't cut corners. The 2 TB Gen 4 NVMe SSD means your games load incredibly fast, but more importantly, you actually have enough space for your entire library. We've all been there, constantly uninstalling games to make room for new ones. With 2 TB, that becomes way less of an issue. The 850W gold-rated power supply is probably my favorite detail because it shows they actually did the math. This isn't some generic 500-watt unit that'll struggle under load. It's properly sized for this hardware with room to grow, and the gold efficiency rating means lower electricity bills and less heat. That front mesh design on the Chronos case isn't just for looks either. Airflow makes a massive difference in keeping everything cool and quiet, which means better performance and longer component life. Now let's talk pros and cons. On the positive side, the component selection is really well balanced, nothing feels like a bottleneck. The build quality seems solid, and honestly, the price point is competitive when you add up what these parts would cost separately. The main downside is that like most pre-builts, you're paying a premium over building it yourself, and the RGB lighting might be too flashy for some people's taste. Overall, if you want high-end gaming performance without the headache of picking compatible parts and building everything yourself, this Chronos 3 delivers where it counts. Again, link is in the description below if you want to check it out.